Hey man, I'm Jusko from ProudMoney.com. In this video, we are going to take an updated look at the Bank of America credit card lineup, do a little ranking of the cards that are available to you. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about sort of the main Bank of America branded cards, and we're also going to get into a little bit of the student and secured cards, but we're not going to talk about co-brand cards like with airlines or cruise lines, and we're not going to talk about the business cards in this video. So we're going to look at 6 main cards, and in general, Bank of America's credit cards are not really all that competitive when you look at them compared to the wider market, save maybe one of their credit cards. However, if you are part of Bank of America's Preferred Rewards program, which means you have at least $20,000 with Bank of America or Merrill, their investing arm, and you have a Bank of America checking account, well then you can get a boost on your rewards that we're going to talk about here, and that obviously will change the picture somewhat. If you have over $20,000 but less than $50,000, you'll get a 25% boost on your points or your cash back. With these cards, if you have between $50,000 and $100,000, you're going to get a 50% boost, and then if you have over $100,000 with Bank of America and or Merrill, you're going to get a 75% boost in the rewards. Now, if you are getting a 50% boost or a 75% boost on the rewards we're going to talk about, well then these cards become way more competitive, and then you really should be looking at Bank of America, probably exclusively if you have that much money with them, because these cards are going to be better than the majority of the cards on the market. But at face value, if you don't have enough money with Bank of America and you're not part of the Preferred Rewards program, not so great. So let's look at those cards. The best Bank of America credit card, and the one that I think most favorably compares to other credit cards out there on the market from other issuers, is the Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards card. No annual fee. You're going to get 3% cash back in a purchasing category of your choice from a list that Bank of America provides. Things like online shopping, which I think is the most interesting of those categories. And you've got things like travel and dining and other categories as well. And you can change out your 3% category from month to month if you choose to. You also get 2% cash back at grocery stores and wholesale clubs, 1% back on everything else. There is a $2,500 cap per calendar quarter on those 3% and 2% categories combined. So if you go over $2,500 of purchases on those 3% and 2% categories in a calendar quarter, beyond that you would get 1% on further purchases there. Bonus opportunity for new cardholders, $200 as I make this video. There is a 0% offer on purchases and balance transfers with this card when you first get it. So overall, this is a pretty nice package, especially if you use that 3% category for online shopping, because that is not something you can get very often in the wider market. It's not unheard of. We'll talk about another card in a second, but it is something that you don't see a lot out there. Otherwise, this card is okay. However, if you're part of the Preferred Rewards program, especially if you are getting that 50% or 75% boost, well then the whole game changes, because that 3% at 50% is going to be a 4.5% cash back. If you are getting the 75% on that 3%, it goes up to 5.25%. So now you're very, very competitive. In fact, way better than other cards on the market. So if you have a lot of money parked with Bank of America and or Merrill, well then you want to be part of that Preferred Rewards program, because then all of these cards are really going to look way better, this one especially. If you're looking at the Customized Cash Rewards card and you are not part of the Preferred Rewards program, some cards that you might compare it to: the Blue Cash Everyday card from American Express that also offers 3% on online shopping and 3% in some other categories as well. You have the Capital One Saver One card, also the Wells Fargo Autograph Visa, and there may be others out there as well. Number 2, the Bank of America Premium Rewards credit card, $95 annual fee. You're getting 2 points per dollar on travel and dining purchases, 1.5 points per dollar on everything else. There is a 50,000 point bonus opportunity, at least as I make this video, which would equal $500 worth of value. There are 2 travel credits you can potentially get with this card that would go a long way toward you deciding if that $95 annual fee is worth it. One of them is a yearly up to $100 travel credit for airline incidentals, which means things like paying for checked baggage with the card, paying for airport lounge access, in-flight purchases, seat upgrades, all of those things would qualify. So if you would use up to $100 of those per year, well, that could cover your annual fee right there. There also is TSA PreCheck or Global Entry application fee credits. Those are programs that help you get through the airport faster, and those are going to cost you $80 to $100. So especially in that first year, that would be a nice credit to have if you want to sign up for one of those programs. Now, those programs do last 5 years, I think, both of them. And so really you're getting sort of a nice credit in that first year, but then you don't have to pay for it every single year after that. So it's nice in year one with this card, and then that credit sort of goes away. Anyway, this card, okay, especially if you're maxing out those airline incidentals. Again, preferred rewards. If you're a part of that program, well, then everything is going to look a lot better, because those 2 points per dollar on travel and dining could go up to 3 points or even more, depending on how much money you have with Bank of America. And then also the 1.5 points per dollar on everything else, especially if you're getting at least 50%, you're going to be getting 2.25 points per dollar or more, which is a pretty nice payout on your everyday purchases. So again, if you're someone that has a lot of money with Bank of America, all of their credit cards look better, including this one. If you want to compare this card with others on the market, you might also look at the Chase Sapphire Preferred, the Capital One Venture Rewards card, and the Citi Premier card, among others out there at that sort of $95 annual fee level. Number 3 is the Bank of America Travel Rewards Card. No annual fee. You're getting 1.5 points per dollar on all of your purchases with this card, and those points that you earn are only going to be redeemed toward travel purchases that you have made with the card. You do have a 25,000 point bonus opportunity with this card, which would equal $250 of value. It has no foreign transaction fees, so that is a good thing on a no annual fee card. However, really with this card, 1.5 points per dollar is equal to about a 1.5% cash back rate, and you can only redeem toward travel. So unless you are part of the Preferred Rewards program, this card is really not all that competitive with other cards out there on the market. But if you have a lot of money with Bank of America, if you're getting a 50% boost on 1.5 points per dollar, that's going to take you up to 2.25 points per dollar, or 2.25% as a reward. And if you're getting a 75% boost, well, then you're getting even higher. So just like the other cards, if you're part of Preferred Rewards, great. If you are not, this is a card to pass on. Number 4, the Bank of America Unlimited Cash Rewards card. No annual fee, 1.5% cash back on all of your purchases. No categories to consider. There's a $200 bonus opportunity for new card holders. But unless you are part of the Preferred Rewards program, this is actually a card that is not all that competitive with the wider market. There are plenty of other 1.5% cashback cards on the market. The Capital One Quicksilver is going to give you pretty much the same thing, and it has no foreign transaction fees. There are 2% cashback cards on the market. Well, you get 2% on everything. Citi Double Cash, PayPal Cashback MasterCard, Wells Fargo Active Cash, and I could go on. So if you can get a 50% boost on that 1.5% by having at least $50,000 with Bank of America, well, then that 1.5% goes up to 2.25%. And then it becomes extremely competitive. If you are sitting with over $100,000 with Bank of America or Merrill, well, then you're getting a 75% boost and you're up to 2.62% on all of your purchases, which is a great cashback rate. So if you have a lot of money, again, with Bank of America, well, then their cards look a whole lot better. But this one, if you don't have money with Bank of America, pass it by. Number 5 is the Bank Americard, which is all about the 0% interest rate offer. So it's got no annual fee. You get a 0% APR on new purchases, as well as on balances that you transfer from other cards onto this one for a nice long 21 months. There's a 3% balance transfer fee. So if you move a balance from another card onto this one, you're going to pay 3% up front of whatever the balance is, which could be well worth it, especially if it's going to take you a while to pay off that balance. balance. So 21 months is a good long time. Now you do have a slightly lower interest rate with this card than you would with the rewards cards we have talked about. There's a $100 bonus opportunity for new card holders, at least as I make this video. So it's a decent card if you need a 0% offer. And if you really do need a 0% offer, well, then maybe it would be better than some of the cards that we have already talked about. But it's not a card really to hold for the long term in terms of something that's going to give you anything beyond that 0% offer, which is why I plunked it down right here. Sixth and last on the list is the Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite card. So I already had the Premium Rewards card. This one is Premium and it is Elite. It has a $550 annual fee. Like the Premium Rewards card, it's giving 2 points per dollar on travel and dining, 1.5 points per dollar on everything else. Same 50,000 point bonus opportunity with this card. Where this card gives you a lot more is in the extras. So the airline incidental credit you can get per year is up to $300 for things like checked baggage, airport lounge access, in-flight purchases, that sort of thing. You have the same $100 or up to $100 TSA pre-check or global entry credit. You have an up to $150 per year lifestyle credit for things like rideshare services, fitness club subscriptions, food delivery, and there's one or two others in there as well. So if you can max those out, that goes a long way toward that annual fee. Some people are probably going to be able to max those out better than others, especially if you travel often. You have a priority pass subscription, airport lounge access for up to 4 people, which is nice. When you use your points on this card to redeem toward travel, you actually get 20% off of the flights that you purchase. So that is a nice thing as well. So there's a lot going on with this card. Again, if you are looking at this card and you're not a preferred rewards member, well, then that $550 annual fee, it still doesn't really feel all that great, even with the potential bonuses and credits you can get. However, if you're a preferred rewards member and you're getting 50% or 75% of a boost on those everyday points that you're earning on travel and dining and your other purchases, well, then the whole thing looks a whole lot better, especially if you are someone that travels often and you would use that airline incidental credit in particular. The Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite competes in that sort of luxury travel class with cards like the American Express Platinum, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the Capital One Venture X, and others out there on the market. So those are the 6 main Bank of America credit cards, and if I'm not so high on those cards other than for preferred rewards members, I am high on Bank of America credit cards for students and secured cards for people who are building or rebuilding credit. For students, Bank of America offers 2 or 3 cards that are essentially mimicking the cards that we've already talked about, like the Bank of America Customized Cash Card and the Travel Rewards Card. In particular, the Bank of America Customized Cash Card for students, essentially the same card with the 3% category, the 2% on grocery and wholesale purchases, the 1% everywhere else. It even has a bonus offer on that card. You'd probably get a little smaller credit limit on that card. Maybe the interest rate would be a little higher as a college student if you got that card, but overall, pretty nice card with no annual fee. So if I'm not all that high on Bank of America for people that are sort of in the mainstream market, there aren't as many student credit cards out there as there are cards for people who are a little older. So Bank of America's cards look a lot better when compared to other things on the market. Same thing on the secured credit card front. Bank of America has a few good options for people who are trying to rebuild their credit, especially if you're someone that is having a hard time getting a decent unsecured credit card. These cards do require a refundable security deposit, but otherwise they essentially mimic the Bank of America cards that we've already talked about, in particular the secured version of the customized cash rewards card with the same rewards structure. You're going to have no annual fee, maybe a higher interest rate a little bit than you would for the regular card, but otherwise, if you use the card wisely over time, make your payments on time, well, then you can help to rebuild your credit score, and Bank of America will look at your payment history and possibly would upgrade you to the regular card, essentially just giving you your security deposit back, and then you could use the card as everyone else does with the customized cash rewards card or one of the other cards in the Bank of America lineup. So overall, Bank of America has made a very conscious decision to not be overly competitive in the credit card market unless you deepen your relationship with Bank of America, meaning a Bank of America checking account and a good amount of money with Bank of America and or their Merrill division. That's when you can get into the Preferred Rewards program. That's when you can get that 25%, 50%, or 75% boost on the value of those rewards. And that's when these cards start to look really good. So if you're not part of Preferred Rewards, they'll be happy to consider you for one of their credit cards, especially because you're probably going to be fairly profitable for them because their cards aren't overly competitive, but they really want to get you into that Preferred Rewards program. So if you have that money with Bank of America already, or it makes sense for you to do so, well, then these cards could be very good. If you're not going to park all that money with Bank of America, you should look elsewhere. That is it for this video. Questions, comments, put them in that comment section below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching, and as always, please go to proudmoney.com, where we do credit card reviews, we talk personal finance, we talk deals, and all sorts of other fun stuff too. If you are not going to leave a comment or go to the website, the next thing you should do is watch this video.